afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Belize Fund's third award ceremony. On behalf of the Belize Fund, I want to thank you for being with us today. My name is Chelsea Gill Anthony, and I'll be your MC for this afternoon. To get started, I invite you to stand for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. You may be seated. I now call on Dr. Leandro Chorreques, the Executive Director of the Belize Fund, to deliver welcome remarks.
Thank you, Chelsea. Mrs. Christine Rowlands, Acting High Commissioner of the British High Commission. Mr. Javier Canton Lamou, Team Leader of the EU Technical Support Office to Belize. Mr. Anthony Huang, Third Secretary of the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan and Belize. Ms. Christine Valerio, Representative of the U.S. Embassy in Belize. Representatives of the United Nations Development Program and the GS Small Grants Program. Mrs. Narda Garcia, Chief Executive Officer in the Office of the Prime Minister and the Ministry of Investment and Civil Aviation. Mr. Leroy Martinez, representing the Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Economic Transformation. Mr. Luis Verde, representing the Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Tourism, Youth, Sports, and Diaspora Relations. The Directors of the Board of the Belize Fund, senior government officials, grant recipients, special invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is my great pleasure to, on behalf of the Belize Fund, the Belize Fund for a Sustainable Future, that's her full name, or the Belize Fund for short, easier to say, to welcome you all this afternoon to this beautiful town of San Ignacio. And financing mechanism that was created to manage the proceeds of the Belize Blue Bonds. And since 2022, we have been providing financing to support marine conservation and the responsible use of our ocean space through grants to non-government partners and allocated funding to the government of Belize. The Belize Fund has invested a total of 23.6 million Belize dollars so far into marine conservation initiatives with 21 non-government entities and 6 government agencies benefiting directly to date. We've also engaged in a 3-year strategic partnership that provides allocated financing to support and boost the management effectiveness of 9 marine protected areas. But today we're here to celebrate our new Grants Award Program recipients, and we have 8 of them in our 3rd grant cycle, and including for the first time community grants, which we are very excited about. We will hear in this afternoon's program about the Belize Fund's grant-making impact and contribution to marine conservation, and learn a bit about the importance of partnerships in helping us to achieve a vibrant and resilient blue economy. Our team will share an overview of our grant-making and the progress of current projects that we have, both for the government strategic allocation funding and the Grants Award Program. And highlighted will be key achievements and lessons that we have learned from our 3rd call for proposals, along with some information about the recently awarded grants, so you have a snapshot or an idea of what these projects will be about. At the Belize Fund, we strive to ensure that our investments are fit for purpose and inclusive, and that they enable Belize to meet its national and global targets for ocean conservation while building a vibrant blue economy. So it's balancing conservation with development. We plan to scale investments to advance nature-based blue economies and improve ocean governance in partnership with the government of Belize and through expanded financing for people and nature. So continuing towards what our mission is all about. So I hope you'll be inspired as you learn more about the excellent work that the fund is supporting, and that you will share in our excitement for our new community grants when you hear about them and what they're doing also. I also invite you to mark your calendars. May 5th, it's the release or the launch of our 3rd annual impact report, and we'll be showcasing the grant making and begin to bring you some glimpses about program impacts so far. And yes, it's been 3 years already. And as the saying goes, with a slight modification from me, how time flies when you're having fun or keeping busy. So once again, welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Leandra, for setting the tone for our celebration today as an important day for our coastal and marine space and communities. Next, I call on Mr. Stuart Crone, the chair of the Belize Fund's board and representative for the Belize Tourism Industry Association.
Thank you, Chelsea. Also, thank you, Dr. Ricketts, for all that you do as the fund's executive director. As the fund's recently elected chair, I am getting to know Dr. Ricketts. And I am learning that she is, both by training and inclination, a scientist. She never lets me forget that she is a scientist. Now, I have never before worked closely with a scientist, so it's a new thing for me. My background is journalism and more recently business. But I have discovered that while journalism and business are more art than science, they do share with science a common trait. They both seek to connect the dots. So let me try and connect a few dots here. First, a little background on the Blue Bond deal. Well, here's the short version. Or rather, I don't know if you've seen this TV show called Drunken History. Anyone seen it? Come on, admit it, you watch Drunken History. Yes, Maxine. This is the Drunken History version, but without the alcohol. Okay. Okay, so you had the Belize government, and I'm talking about government in general, both political parties, not anyone in particular. Over the years, they tended to run the country as if they were buying goods and services from that well-known furniture and appliance store. What's the name of it? It's the one that's all painted bright colors. Quartz. Okay, thank you. We all know about Quartz, right? I'm not going to ask who has bought things on credit from Quartz. That would be unfair, but I suspect it might be a fairly large percentage of the audience. Okay, so just like some of us may have bought that 85-inch TV on credit, maybe, government not only bought the TV, they also bought the couch, the dining room set, the stereo, the blender, even their eyeglasses, okay? You get the idea. Remember, this is the drunk history version, so nobody get offended. After a while, they discovered that they could no longer pay that monthly courts bill. So they went, what did they do? They went to one of those easy loan shops. I won't mention any by name, but they popped up all over the country. I'm sure there's several in Kyle. Easy loan shop, where to get a loan, all you need is a job letter and a social security card. All right, this audience, you may not be familiar with that. I'll give you a break there. And so they borrowed money from the loan shop to be able to pay back the monthly bill at courts. Okay, but because they kept borrowing money, and when they didn't have enough money to pay the loan shop, where they borrowed money to pay the court's bill, what did they do? They went down the street to the pawn shop. You know, there's pawn shops on a couple of different corners here as well. And what they did is that same 85-inch TV that we bought from courts on credit, they pawned the 85-inch TV so they could get the money to pay the loan shark or loan shop and to pay back courts and all that. So that's where they were. So like many of us who live beyond our means, the government, and again I'm talking about government in general, found themselves busted, disgusted, and greatly mistrusted. Not a good place to be. Now along comes the Nature Conservancy. They are big. They're bigger than the pawn shop. They're bigger than the loan shop. They're even, if you could imagine, they're bigger than courts. It's Nature Conservancy. Now for reasons of their own, and that's another conversation, they offer government a deal that not only reduces the size of the loan, but it lowers the interest rate and extends the time you have to pay back the loan. And all government has to do in return is to protect the marine environment, which is something that governments are supposed to do anyway. Okay? It's as if, in our localized example, it's like if Mr. Ashcroft's bank downtown here, if they came to you and said, I'll wipe off half your debt to courts, and all you have to do in return is be nice to your children. That's a deal that we learned in the movie The Godfather, it's a deal we couldn't refuse, and we did not. Now, where does the Belize Fund fit into all this? In short, we are the body that helps the country be nice to its children. to use that metaphor. We have been given the task of taking a portion of the money that government is saving because of the blue bond transaction, and we're spending it on various projects, large and small, that taken together will enhance the health of our ocean and coastal environment. Okay? Surprisingly, we have been given a large measure of independence in deciding how that money, currently around $8 billion a year, but destined to grow, will be spent. Today you will meet some of those people who will use those funds to hopefully make Belize's marine space a better place than they found it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Crone, for your analogies and for highlighting the importance of our role in Belize's ocean conservation and those who are recipients for today. A healthy ocean means a thriving Belize. And this video presentation will showcase the Belize Fund's program highlights and its impacts on our marine ecosystems. Now let's take a moment to enjoy. Okay, I'll just keep it going. So I will now call on our keynote speaker for this evening, Ms. Felicia Cruz, who is the Director of Blue Economy in the Ministry of Blue Economy and Marine Conservation. Ms. Cruz, you have your attention.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Since protocol has been established, today marks a very important occasion for Belize, highlighting the recognition of strategic partnerships that have been established and where the promise of our blue economy shines brighter than ever. Your presence today underscores the collective commitment we share towards the sustainable development of Belize's invaluable blue resources. Our beautiful Belize is a nation adorned with a breathtaking barrier reef and thriving marine ecosystem, and is home to a people profoundly connected to the sea. We stand at the threshold of transformative growth, a moment ripe with potential. Yet, this growth must be sustainable, equitable, and intricately woven with the thread of collaboration. To fully unlock the promise of our blue economy and ensure its resilience, we must wholeheartedly embrace the art of partnership. Strong strategic alliances are essential, for no single entity can unravel the complexities of our blue economy alone. Together, we can harness the power of collaboration and chart a captivating course towards a vibrant future. These partnerships, forged under the prescription of the Belize Fund for a Sustainable Future, are not simply transactional arrangements. They are the foundation upon which we build a shared vision and serve as a powerful bridges that connect expertise, resources, and this unique vision. These alliances act as a catalyst that transforms our aspirations into concrete results. They are the vital conduits through which we channel our collective efforts, magnifying our impact and ensuring that the benefits of our blue economy are shared by all. The Belize Fund is dedicated to this essential principle. We understand the mission in terms of driving sustainable development and fostering conservation within our precious blue space. and this demands a collaborative spirit. To amplify our impact, we are passionately cultivating partnerships with both government and non-government organizations, empowering us to realize our shared objectives. It is with great enthusiasm that I highlight a few of these crucial collaborations. Firstly, our strategic partnership agreement with the Belize Marine Protected Areas Network. This is a signed and ongoing agreement with a commitment of $3,895,000 Belize dollars over 3 years, from June this year to May 2027. This partnership is vital for enhancing the compliance and enforcement mechanisms within Belize's extensive network of marine protected areas. Together, we are dedicated to ensuring that our MPAs are not only well managed and resilient, but also robustly safeguarded against threats. This collaboration aims to preserve and protect the invaluable marine biodiversity that thrives in these ecosystems, securing their health and reinforcing Belize's commitment to sustainable ocean stewardship. Secondly, our collaboration with the Protected Areas Conservation Trust, PAC. This partnership seeks to significantly bolster conservation financing for Belize's network of protected areas by identifying and exploring various opportunities. We aim to deepen investment in both conservation and climate finance. And through this collaborative approach, we are strategically directing resources to strengthen our national protected areas system to ensure the long-term health, resilience, and ecological viability, ultimately safeguarding the rich marine biodiversity of Belize's natural heritage. Lastly, our partnership with the Development Finance Corporation of Belize. This alliance is dedicated to enhancing collaboration with the private sector and supporting micro, small, and medium enterprises. Through the implementation of alternative financing mechanisms such as blended finance, we are aiming to unlock new opportunities for growth. These initiatives will not only enhance climate change adaptation efforts, but also foster sustainable development within the blue economy sectors. Ultimately, the goal is to create an ecosystem where businesses can flourish while simultaneously protecting and preserving the marine environment. These partnerships transcend simple agreements. They truly symbolize a powerful commitment for a sustainable Belize and the Belize Fund's unshakable dedication to protecting our natural heritage while creating meaningful opportunities. We envision a blue economy that not only thrives, but also stands resilient against challenges and embraces inclusivity. Let's imagine an economy where our precious marine resources are managed with care and foresight, where the coastal communities that rely on these resources not only survive, but truly, truly flourish, and where the stunning natural treasures of our sea are preserved for the enjoyment of generations to come. These partnerships aim to support this vision through investment that extends beyond financing. It represents a profound commitment to investing in our collective future, empowering communities, safeguarding the environment, and nurturing a sustainable blue economy that uplifts and benefits our society, ensuring that our legacy endures. Let us remember that the boundless expanse of our ocean and seas do not recognize borders. It connects us all, and they serve as a unifying force, connecting society and cultures across the world. As we gaze upon the vast blue waters, we are gently reminded that we are part of a much larger world, filled with interconnectedness and a shared destiny. This profound realization calls upon us to embrace our responsibility towards the environment, urging us to act with thoughtful vision and a commitment to the preservation of these vital resources. To our esteemed awardees, your dedication and collaborative spirit are truly impressive and are the cornerstone to our collective success. Through our combined efforts, we have the power to transform Belize into a shining example of sustainable blue economy practices, one that inspires other nations across the globe. And together, we will champion innovative solutions that protect these indispensable resources while advancing economic growth and setting the standard for others to follow and ensuring our prosperous horizon ahead. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Ms. Cruz. You really amplified how partnerships are key in advancing our blue economy in Belize. We'll give a try again for the video. Hopefully our audio cooperates this time.
For generations, Belize's oceans has sustained us, providing food, jobs, and a rich cultural heritage. But today, our waters face growing threats. Climate change, overfishing, and pollution have taken a toll, and the future of our marine ecosystems and the communities that depend on them is uncertain. That's why we are investing in nature and people, conserving marine life, supporting sustainable livelihoods, and strengthening ocean governance.
The Belize Fund is a sustainable financing mechanism created to manage the proceeds from the Belize Blue Bonds or the Blue Loan Agreement, and it provides financing to support marine conservation and the responsible use of our ocean space through grants that we award to non-government groups and allocated funding for the government of Belize.
In just 3 years, the Belize Fund has approved over $23.6 million for 29 projects under its Grants Award Program and government strategic allocation. From restoring corals to strengthening marine law enforcement, we are funding real solutions that make a difference.
At the Belize Fund, we support both community-led projects and government initiatives to strengthen sustainable ocean management. Through our Grants Awards program, we fund local organizations and communities that are working to protect marine and coastal resources, including marine protected areas. Our government strategic allocation provides agencies with the resources they need to develop policies and regulations for marine conservation.
Our impact is felt across 4 key areas: biodiversity protection, sustainable fisheries, climate resilience, and blue business innovation. Every investment strengthens Belize's oceans, economy, and communities.
One of our biggest successes of our Grants Awards program is how it empowers communities and NGOs as key partners in conservation. In addition to the funding, we're also offering technical support to help turn great ideas into action. This means stronger local livelihoods, greater coastal resilience, and a long-term commitment to protecting our marine ecosystems.
Through this project, we have seen coral reef systems being restored. We have seen seagrass beds, mangroves being restored. Additionally, we have also seen an improvement in endangered species protection. We have seen protection of the sea turtles, for instance. The famous Nassau grouper has been protected, and that's an endangered species. We have also seen other positive contributions, such as economic benefits to the fisheries. We now have a better idea as to the current status of these species, so now we can take more proactive measures to protect them. And as it relates to fish pond and aggregation sites, we know that there are 4 legally established fish pond and aggregation sites in the Marine Reserve. These include Nicholas Key, Seal Key, Rise and Fall Bank, and the now known Cayman Crown. These are fully protected every fish pond and aggregation season.
It's important that we engage our community members in data collection. This is because the fisheries management guidelines and policies that are being put in place require the ownership and buy-in by our local fishers. So they are the ones responsible for collecting the data, and we ensure that they are involved in the decision-making process when it comes to fisheries management.
More corals equal more fish. That's our motto. At Laughing Bird Key particularly, it's our control site. It's the site that we first started doing restoration work. They took the coral coverage from 6% to over 60%. More corals equal more fish. So because of that, we've been seeing more fish coming along, and more fish, we have more rays, more turtles, and eventually more sharks coming. That's a whole food web you're starting to see at Laughing Bird Key. So we are not only impacting the environment, but we're also helping the local economy in Belize as well.
Manatee and seagrass contribute significantly to climate resilience, particularly in coastal and marine ecosystems. As a matter of fact, their contributions are interlinked, and those two go hand in hand. Manatees need seagrass for survival, and seagrass needs manatees for their survival, as well as manatees actually disperse seagrass seeds so that they can spread their seeds across the ocean. The efforts actually buffer the impacts of climate change as it relates to sea level rise, coastal erosion, and other impacts that are caused by climate change.
For a very long time, Belize has been an extractive economy. We are trying to change that. We are changing that with the mariculture industry, and specifically the seaweed industry. Our association pushes and we support value adding in country to maintain that the economic benefits are circulated here nationally before they are upscaled and then exported internationally.
Protecting our oceans requires strong policies and enforcement. Through the government strategic allocation, we are ensuring that national agencies have the resources to patrol our waters, map marine ecosystems, and strengthen fisheries governance.
Through the government strategic allocation, the Belize Coast Guard has been able to develop a new capability in the form of unmanned air vehicles. This new capability has closed a gap that once existed in our operational design. With these unmanned air vehicles, we are now able to conduct more intelligent operations. We are now able to identify targets that were once invisible to us. We're now able to put an eye in the sky to provide target acquisition for our surface assets and to make contribution to our operational planners. We launched an operation from Barranco village, for example, where we identified gill nets being placed in the Temash River. We have never seen this before. With these drones, we're now able to exactly identify where these illicit activities are occurring. Just to give you some additional statistics, since the start of this year, we have confiscated over 17 gill nets, ranging up to 2,600 feet in length. This is already more than what we had confiscated for the entire 2024 period. So this asset has now significantly improved our detection capability, making significant contribution to our success.
The funding through the GSA has enabled us to do several aspects. Two very important ones have been the development of a national enforcement and conservation monitoring strategy, and also the revision of our legal framework, the regulations that basically outline how we do enforcement, what are the infractions, penalties, etc. that we do. In fisheries management, we've seen an increase in the number of patrols. We've been able to do more joint patrols with the Coast Guard. We've been able to do with other agencies, police. We've been able to access areas that we normally didn't access due to the increase in fuel allocations, engines, more vessels, and so on. So it's been an improvement from that angle.
With the support of the Belize Fund, the CZMAI is able to undertake some very important processes to strengthen its institution so that it can better deliver upon integrated coastal zone management. In terms of marine spatial planning, the Belize Fund is supporting the development of Belize's Marine Spatial Plan, also known as the Belize Sustainable Ocean Plan, or BSUP.
Over the next 3 to 5 years, we see our investments increasing to support our advanced nature-based blue economies and to improve ocean governance in Belize through expanded sustainable financing for people and for nature.
With every investment, every partnership, and every action, we are safeguarding Belize's marine resources, strengthening communities, and ensuring a thriving blue economy. The Belize Fund is leading this effort, but all of us can do our part for our ocean.
Thank you. We hope that through our grantees or partners that you're able to see directly where this funding is going and conservation in action. Now we'll hear from Mr. Josue Oliva, who is the program manager at the Belize Fund, and he'll share a little bit more about the grants program and the grant recipients.
Thank you very much, Mistress of Ceremony. And I thought that by doing this a couple of times, the nervousness would go, but just bear with me, right? So, good evening and good afternoon, everyone. As we gather here today to celebrate this third award ceremony of the Belize Fund, I'm very honored to address you all. Over the past 3 years, we have made significant progress to support marine conservation and sustainable development. In this third call for proposals, we kept our previous year's momentum. We ensured the announcement of the call was widely distributed by as many means as reasonably possible, which included the morning talk shows. Some of you would have already seen us there, meeting with the communities. We actually went to meet with the communities, and even we did the boat-to-boat, quite an experience for me as well. The number of concepts that we received during this call increased as well. Now we got 37 concepts, and the total request was for 8.2 million Belize dollars. 23 under the grants awards, 33 under the regular grants, and 14 concepts were under the community grants. After careful screening, 15 proposals were reviewed and evaluated by the Blue Bonds Committee. And the board approved 8 grants, which, as you will be seeing today, 4 of them are under the regular grants and the other 4 are under the community grants. So the total amount that was approved and that we'll be awarding today would be 1.1 million Belize dollars. The approved projects span across our 4 thematic areas, and by now I think we all know them: protection for biodiversity, sustainable fisheries, climate resilience, and blue business innovation. And as Dr. Ricketts mentioned in her opening speech, another milestone that we achieved this year was the signing of the 3-year strategic partnership with the Belize Marine Protected Areas Network, totaling 3.8. Through this partnership, we aim to strengthen the MPA's enforcement strategies and ensure to apply a competency-based approach for ranger recruitment. So also this year, earlier this year, we approved a project that came out from the pipeline from the previous years to Humana People to People Belize and to the National Garifuna Council. So what I'm trying to say is that in this year alone, we approved a total of 5.6 million Belize dollars. The lessons learned from this process will continue to guide our efforts in empowering communities, foster longer community capacity building, and remain fit for purpose. That's what we're trying to do. And as we continue to evolve, as we continue to try to be better, we recognize the need to enhance efficiency, especially in our grant-making process. So therefore, we're currently working on upgrading our grants management software. This software will assist us with streamlining the application processes, meaning we're more effective, meaning we improve our monitoring and evaluations, and we ensure greater transparency and accountability in grants management and grant implementation. We hope that by leveraging technology, we aim to provide a more user-friendly experience for our grantees, and while ensuring that we enhance their ability to track and measure the impact of their projects and the impact that the program is doing. So, as we move on to giving the awards to these, I'd just like to say that we recognize these 8 outstanding grant recipients whose initiatives reflect the spirit of collaboration and commitment to protecting our environment,
while fostering economic opportunities. And these projects span from community-led models for managing the 66 reserves in the 3 lagoons, empowering women and youth through art-driven marine awareness, looks at strengthening governance with within fisheries communities. They also focus on ensuring international compliance with shark fisheries, tackling marine plastic pollution through entrepreneurships, expanding reef and biodiversity monitoring, advancing a self-sustainable seaweed industry, and protecting mangroves to reduce climate-related risks. But instead of me talking about all of these projects, why don't I invite you all to see what they're all about? So, if we could have the first videos of the regular grants, please.
The goal of the project is to create a self-financing, sustainable, and mature seaweed industry for Belize. So the 5 objectives of this project are to develop the comprehensive quality control training program, to train and certify 22 individuals using that program, to develop and market 2 new seaweed value-added products to help diversify income and contribute to the new seaweed industry fund. And of course, we're going to create the blueprint of the seaweed industry fund to allow for future capitalization. And finally, we're going to promote collaboration and garner support from the Ministry of Home Affairs and New Growth Industries. By doing so, we're going to be contributing to the development of the mariculture sector, which has been identified as a priority for development under numerous plans and strategies for Belize. We're going to be tackling the issue of low seaweed quality and also a lack of sustainable financing for small-scale farmers. This project aligns very well with Belize Fund's thematic area number 4. We're going to be teaching farmers how to maintain quality once they've harvested the seaweed, and that includes how they deal with the transport vessel, how they deal with the harvest equipment, how they deal with the drying and making sure it's not under-dried, over-dried, or not subjected to bacterial or chemical contamination, all of the things that would otherwise negatively impact the quality of the seaweed. In addition to the training in quality control, we're also going to be creating a new and sustainable source of financing, and we're coining it as a Seaweed Industry Fund. That fund will provide grants to farmers to start up farms, to rehabilitate farms, and it will also provide strategic grants to support organizations. Where this project is going to be focused or based is primarily in Independence. However, there will be several site visits to Turniff in Saddle Key or Channel Key area and Lark Key. So we're often asked about, sustainability and replication of these types of projects. The innovative collaborative process that we're going to implement will see revenues from the sale of the newly created value-added products continually feed into the Seaweed Industry Fund, right? And we have the ability to add new products that feed even more into the fund. Now, in terms of the training, the program will have been embedded within the structure of Blue Nutrients as a company, so we will continue to offer that under our extension services. And of course, we can expand the program as new technologies and stuff come to the forefront.
Hi, welcome. I'm Linda Searle, Program Coordinator for the Belize Barrier Reef Watch. We are happy to present to you a short video on our project using citizen science to identify resilient reefs, hope spots, and biodiversity in the Belize Barrier Reef. Our presentation will cover the overall project goal and objectives, justification and sustainability, alignment to the Belize Fund outcomes and outputs, and the geographic scope. The overall project goals and objectives is that the Belize Barrier Reef Watch database of resilient reefs, hope spots, and biodiversity sightings is useful for marine resource management. Our project has 2 objectives. The first one is that more stakeholders are trained to become citizen scientists and submit educated and valuable reports. The second objective is that the Belize Barrier Reef Watch is successful in garnering community support to become self-sustainable. The geographic scope of the Belize Barrier Reef Watch program engages stakeholders throughout Belize, particularly along the main barrier reef from Barca Lac Chico in the north to Sapodilla Keys in the south, including the 3 offshore atolls, Lighthouse, Turniff, and Glovers, the sandy beaches along mainland Belize, and the many offshore keys. Also included is the Reef Lagoon area, which is the shallower area inside the main Belize Barrier Reef. And of course, the Caribbean Sea, the deeper waters that run between the main barrier reef and the offshore atolls. How does our program align to the Belize Fund outcomes and outputs? There are 3 ways. The first is Outpoint 1.2, reduction in nutrient pollution in solid waste. Marine debris is on the Belize Barrier Reef watch list. Reef champions are asked to remove or notify others if the debris is too large to remove themselves. Underwater cleanups conducted by stakeholders are highlighted on social media. Additionally, Output 1.3, increased ecotourism and reef-friendly tourism, is also aligned with our proposal. The Belize Barrier Reef Watch program engages stakeholders to become reef champions. Our members include resorts, dive and snorkel centers, marine guides, boat captains, and fishers. And finally, Output 2.4, improved community stewardship and support for management. ECOMAR offers training programs to the public, fishers, marine guides, on a variety of topics, including the Belize Barrier Reef Watch, Coral Watch, Turtle Watch, with online opportunities for learning and printed materials to reach a large audience of citizen scientists.
Today, we're diving into a project in Belize that's using a really unique approach to tackle this problem head on, specifically when it comes to plastic pollution.
Yeah.
We're talking about empowering people on the ground with the skills and support they need to create lasting change.
Absolutely.
So instead of just throwing money at the problem,
Right.
this project is investing in people and their potential to create what they call blue businesses.
Well, I think the biggest goal is to really build this self-sustaining system.
Okay.
Where you have these businesses that are popping up and they're specifically geared towards reducing plastic pollution.
Wow.
It's not just about cleaning up the existing mess, but actually stopping it at the source.
Right.
And they're doing this through like a 2-pronged approach.
Okay.
So the first part is education, which is so important.
Absolutely, yeah. Education is key.
It is, and that's where the Plastic Solutions Academy comes in. They call it PSA for short.
PSA, got it.
So this academy is basically a training ground for like aspiring entrepreneurs.
Like a boot camp almost.
Yeah, you could say that. But instead of, learning how to survive in the wilderness, they're learning how to survive in the world of sustainable business.
I like that.
And it's not just, general lectures about pollution. They're getting into the nitty-gritty. They're learning about biodegradable materials, how to actually produce them, stuff like that.
Wow, so it's very hands-on.
Exactly. It's all about giving them practical skills they can use to create real solutions.
That's amazing. So they get this incredible education. But then what? How do they go from the classroom to actually running a business?
Right, so that's phase 2. That's where the accelerator program comes in.
Okay.
And this part is really interesting because it's not a free-for-all. It's very selective.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, because they want to make sure that the businesses they're supporting have the best chance of success.
Well, that makes sense.
They're looking for solutions that directly address the most pressing local needs.
Okay.
And have a real potential to significantly reduce plastic pollution.
So quality over quantity, they're really focused on making a tangible impact.
Exactly.
This all sounds incredibly promising. And it seems to align perfectly with what we know about the Belize Fund's focus on blue business innovation, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this project really embodies that idea of blue business innovation in action.
And it's a great reminder that sometimes the most impactful solutions come from empowering people at the local level.
This project will update land tenureship within Belize's mangrove landscape, including producing a georeference land tenure inventory and map, and use information to engage coastal marine land stakeholders from both the public and private sector on better policies, plans, practices, and actions to foster sustainable, nature-based, and climate-smart development on the ground. The approach will be multidisciplinary, with empirical analysis based on not only understanding ownership, but as well the development threat and footprint on land properties. Findings from the project will be used to inform vulnerability reduction approaches as well.
The project will support and incentivize mangrove protection and sustainable management through public and private sector proactive involvement and developing, identifying, and implementing suitable frameworks and tools to foster designation of private and public mangrove reserves.
This project will help to advance the implementation of a 5-year climate-smart National Mangrove Restoration Action Plan for Belize, while supporting and incentivizing mangrove restoration through proactive involvement of communities, the government, and the private sector.
The project's goal is to effectively contribute to reducing vulnerability along the most at-risk segments of Belize's coastal zone, while increasing resilience for coastal communities and mangroves, and the services these ecosystems provide. The project has 3 main specific objectives. 1, to conduct a land tenure analysis within the mangrove landscape along Belize's central and southern coastal marine areas to understand ownership, identify viable areas for mangrove restoration, management, and protection, inclusive of contributing to a blue carbon framework, and engage landowners on better development options. Second objective, to upscale mangrove protection through provision of an enabling environment and frameworks and tools for private and public mangrove reserves. And third, contribute to the implementation of Belize's National Mangrove Restoration Target through capacity building, field-based restoration actions, and multi-stakeholder engagements.
There you have it. Can you give them a round of applause? I think these organizations work very hard to put these together, you know. This is not part of the funding that we provided, it's something that they did on their own. So with that, I would actually like to invite our chairperson, if you could come up and be the one to give these ones, regular grants, the awards. And as such, I would like to invite first the representatives for Blue Nutrients, Belize Limited. They are currently receiving the first award from the Belize Fund for $149,740. And the project, as you saw it, the title is Building a Sustainable and Self-Financing Seaweed Industry to Benefit Belize's Blue Economy. Kindly come up, please. Nice, beautiful smile, please. Next, I would like to invite the representative from Ecomar. This is another medium grant under our regular grants, under the Grants Awards program, $139,225, expanding a database of resilient reefs and biodiversity hope spots to support marine resource management and conservation efforts. Big smile, please. Watch the camera on me. Good job. And to the video that had a lot of I'd like to invite a representative for Sea of Life. This is another medium grant for $150,000, and the title is Establishing Blue Business to Combat Marine Plastic Pollution Through Education, Training, and Accelerator Programs. Big smile. And lastly, under our regular grants, World Wildlife Fund, if our representative could come, please. This is one of the largest grants under this call for $397,375. It's increasing resiliences for vulnerable coastal communities and ecosystems by protecting mangroves and reducing climate-related risks. So, thank you, Stuart. Before I move into the community grants, I would just like to say that, so if you all remember last year, we committed to adopting our grant-making approach to becoming more inclusive, more what we were calling fit for purpose. And as a result, we're here now introducing the community grants funding window. This new funding window allowed us to enhance our inclusivity, accessibility to funding opportunities for grassroots organizations, private entities, and community-based organizations. These organizations that might not have the full capacity to fully manage and finance their own projects. We're ensuring that those who depend on our marine resources help contribute to their protection and sustainable use. I would also like to add that we helped them and we provided the financial support to have a consultant help them write their proposals, because we recognize that the access of funding alone is not enough. So this assistance helped a lot of them to put their thoughts, their ideas into actual actions, into what we would call the donor's language. So with that, I would like to invite Dr. Leandra Ricketts to kindly come and give these awards to these 4 community grantees. The first one is to Chunush Fishermen Association. I'd like to invite the representatives of Chunush. I thought there would have been a big crowd of them coming up, but Mr. Carlos is more than enough. This is a community grants for $75,000, and the title of the project is Strengthening Governance and Promoting Sustainable Fishing Practices to Secure Economic and Environmental Stability for the Chunush community. So here you go. Smile. Next one is to the Shark Fishers Association. I don't know if you have heard from them, but they're from Riversdale if you did not know. This is a grant for $75,000 again, ensuring compliance with international shark fisheries standards while protecting key species through education and data sharing. So I'd invite the representative of the shark fishers. That's why I expect to see a fisherman dress. Yes, sir. The next one is to Creative Images Motion Art Studio. This is an innovative project, and let me see why. The value is for $74,960, and this is empowering our youth, our women, through blue business initiatives that uses art to enhance awareness and engagement in marine conservation. So I'd invite the representative of Creative Images Motion Art Studio. And finally, but definitely not the least, and I would call these ones the perseverance, because they submitted, we asked them to revise, they went ahead and revised, and they resubmitted Tree Lagoon Sustainability Program. This one is for $75,000. The title of their project is Developing a Scalable Community-Led Model for Managing the 66 Reserve around the Tree Lagoon System in northern Belize. So thank you, everybody. As I close the program, the presentation of the awards. Sorry? Oh, yes, we need to play the videos. I would like to play the videos for the community grants, if you don't mind. My bad, sorry.
Hello, my name is Carlos Arevalo, Chairman from Chinook Fisherman Association. CFA is looking forward for a project entitled Building Community Capacity to be able to absorb financial investment. This project is for 12 months, proposed to start February 1st, 2025 and end January 31st, 2026. The goal of this project is to strengthen the resilience and sustainability of the fishing community in Chinook by strengthening local governance, fostering sustainable fishing practices, and diversifying livelihood, ensuring economic stability, environmental stewardship, and improved well-being for current and future generations. Our first objective is to strengthen the leadership into having good governance, transparency, and accountability. This will help us to be better leader for our association for 2025. Our second objective is to have a multi-purpose building where we can do capacity building, workshop, and meeting for 2025. That would support CFA long-term sustainability. Our third objective is to promote good fishing practice and support alternative livelihood for 2026. Training 25 members in financial capacity and 10 fishers to have better practice in fishing. This three objective is linked together because by the board having strengthened their capacity, we can have better governance in our multi-purpose by training our members in capacity building, like financial, and giving our member fishermen how to have better fishing practices. By doing this project, I know this project will help a lot our community because this is a fishing community, and this fishing community, most of the fishermen didn't have the opportunity to go to high school, but I know indeed that there are smart persons that can observe very valuable information. And so this multi-purpose building, by building this multi-purpose building, will help them giving capacity for better practicing in fishing. And this will help us a lot, and the new generation coming ahead and our community also will benefit of this program. I wish this goal that we have in mind that we can see become a reality in our community, so our brother fishermen can benefit from this program. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Jabron Blancano, and I'm the founder and the director of Creative Images Motion Art Studio. And it's my privilege to introduce you to Ocean Guardians, stewards of our blue frontier, an animated series featuring Belize marine and coastal world. Our project aims to increase public awareness and inspire community actions, protecting Belize marine and coastal ecosystems. Well, our primary goal is to empower Belizean communities, focusing on our youth, and women to actively engage in marine conservation through creative storytelling and digital animation. We will highlight the importance of marine stewardship and sustainable practices. Our main objectives are twofold. We will be producing a 5-episode mini-animated series by the end of this year, 2025, in which we will address critical issues like plastic waste pollution, sustainable ecotourism, and community actions to protect marine life. We also want to launch a nationwide roadshow for this animated series in early 2026 across 5 locations in the country of Belize, while engaging the public through competition activities in the coastal areas. This project aims at blending the orange economy, which is the creative and a developing animation industry here in Belize, with the blue economy, which is Belize marine interests and industries, by utilizing the talents of young people from Alvin L. Young Nazarene High School Animation Department and women trained through the Taiwan Technical Mission and the Ministry of Investment in the Office of the Prime Minister Summer Animation Bootcamp. By aligning with ecotourism and marine protection initiatives in Belize, this project encourages continuous local stewardship and economic activities in the blue and orange economy. This project also aligns with the Belize Fund thematic areas, such as focusing on the protection of biodiversity, improving community stewardship, and sustainable marine management. Through animation and digital storytelling, we will inspire Belizeans to adopt environmentally friendly practices for long-term conservation efforts. Ocean Guardians seek to inspire a generation of Belizeans to become stewards of our natural resources. Together, we can foster a sustainable future for Belize coastal areas and marine life.
Since 2015, the Shark Fishers Association has been a part of the National Shark Working Group, which is a group of people from different organizations that get together to make sure that the shark fishery is managed for sustainability. SFA was officially registered in 2018 and formed a partnership with MOTE and other international and national organizations in which we work together to get the science that the Fisheries Department needs. SFA is proposing a new project under the community grant program called Shark Fishers Monitoring Shark Populations of Belize. The project goal is to ensure that the Belize shark fishery has an up-to-date shared understanding of the status of its key species and that all shark fishers are compliant with the Convention on International Trade of Endangered Species requirements for all shark species. There are 2 objectives that we want to achieve with this project. Objective 1 of this project is that the reef shark need to be reassessed since it's the main species we catch when fishing. The assessment will tell us how they are doing after some important management was put in place, which was supported by the SFA and its members. This was a protection of all sharks at the atolls, including a 2-mile area around each of the atoll boundaries, with past surveys showing these areas are global hotspots for reef sharks. SFA will partner with MOTE and the Belize Fisheries Department to set BROV across Belize Barrier Reef and atolls in 2025 and 2026. Shark sightings will be compared to reef sharks seen per hour in these locations during prior surveys from 2009 to 2024. MOTE researchers will run statistical models to test the effect of year, site, and a range of other factors on reef shark sightings, which will give us an up-to-date and shared understanding of how this species has responded to management and how they are doing today. The second objective is for our senior fishers who are trained CITES exporters to train junior fishers how to obtain CITES permit to export shark product legally, also allowing Belize to meet its CITES requirement. Fisheries Department will be able to verify that all camps are properly reporting catch and trade and that our project has made a difference.
Our fishery is no longer accepting new entrants, so once everyone is trained, we are sure that our project will solve this problem. Sharks are an important part of Belize marine ecosystem and a big tourist attraction. They are also an important fishery resource for some of us who have followed in our parents' footsteps to fish them. We are hopeful that we receive a grant from the Belize Fund to build up the SFA's research and reporting capacities so that our children will be able to follow in our footsteps and fish healthy shark population guided by science.
Hello, my name is Edgar De Leon, founder and president of Three Lagoons Sustainability Program. We are applying for a community grant. Our project is strengthening stewardship and community management of the 66 Feet Reserve in northern coastal communities. The goals of this project are to establish a scalable, sustainable, and community-led model for management of the 66 Feet Reserve surrounding the Three Lagoon system in northern Belize by 2030. This will be achieved through sustainable community management of the 66 Feet Reserve around the Three Lagoon systems, ensuring the long-term protection of the northern Belize's mangrove ecosystem. The project site is in northern Belizean communities of Chunush, Copperbank, and Progreso, which are situated along the Three Lagoon system. This system comprises of Progreso Lagoon, Laguna Seca, and Cuyo Lagoon, forming a critical wetland and mangrove ecosystem that plays a vital role in regulating ecosystem services and supporting biodiversity in Corozal Bay Wildlife Sanctuary, as well as the livelihoods and overall well-being within the coastal communities. We have two objectives for this venture. The first objective is to strengthen the institutional capacity, governance, and management of TLSP with strengthened organizational collaboration by 2026. This will be accomplished by strengthening the strategic direction of TLSP by facilitating the establishment of 3 formal partnerships by 2026. The second objective is to demonstrate a scalable model for community-based management of the 66 Feet Reserve in northern Belize by 2026. This objective will be realized due to the increased community participation in the management of the 66 Feet Reserve throughout 2025. There are several reasons why these objectives will contribute to sustainability. For the first objective, one of the components to strengthen our organization will be by implementing a 5-year strategic plan. This will involve increasing capacity of our leaders, leading to formal cooperation with at least other 3 entities. It will also ensure that other potential leaders are nurtured and taught to be effective leaders of the future. The second objective will increase the community participation in the management of the 66 Feet Reserve. This will ensure there is a 66 Feet Reserve for the future generations.
So I'd like to congratulate them once more, and let's give them another round of applause, please. Thank you.
I just want to make a quick note to the owner of a vehicle with Corozal license plate 08499, and your lights are still on, the indicator light. Thank you very much, Josue, for providing a clear overview of the grants program and our status as a fund to date. We're very happy to celebrate our grantees today. Your projects and initiatives will contribute to the growing efforts protecting and conserving our coastal and marine resources. We've now come to the end of our event, and even though I'm sure you don't want to leave, I'm going to call Mrs. Hannah St. Luce Martinez, who is the Belize Program Director for the Nature Conservancy, to deliver our closing remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Protocol established, and I must say that I will not be the barrier between us and the cocktails, so I will be very brief because this is a celebration after all. But as we close this celebration, I would like to emphasize that the Belize Fund, established under the Blue Bonds, represents our collective commitment to preserving our marine resources, fostering economic growth, and ensuring a better quality of life for all Belizeans. Today we celebrate the achievements and dedication of not only today's grant recipients, but also our grant recipients to date, and we total them 29. Leandra, correct me if I'm wrong. The milestones and accomplishments achieved through the Blue Bonds investments are a testament of the power of innovative financing, collaboration, and the importance of partnerships. These milestones are not just markers of progress, but are crucial steps towards a resilient and thriving blue economy. Our collective aim is to enhance sustainable practices in fisheries and aquaculture, promote eco-friendly tourism, develop efficient maritime transport systems, protect and restore marine habitats, and invest in research and innovations. And yes, I can say it, I can quote him, but as George Cadle Price, the father of the nation, once said, I can, the land, and I dare add fresh water and our seas, are the most important aspects of our heritage. They are the basis of our survival. This quote resonates with our mission and reminds us of the importance of preserving our natural resources for future generations. Our marine conservation efforts are making significant strides. Globally, less than 3% of the ocean is effectively protected. But in Belize, we aim to protect 30% by 2026, guys, safeguarding marine biodiversity and building ocean resilience. Let us continue to work together with the same passion and determination to achieve these goals. The journey ahead is long and ambitious. But with our shared vision and unwavering support, I am confident that we will succeed. As we conclude the third grants award ceremony for the Belize Fund, and before I used to tie my tongue saying Belize Fund, so thank you for shortening it for all of us. I want to extend my gratitude to everyone who has contributed to making this initiative a reality. And let's take a pause to give a round of applause for the team at the Belize Fund who've made this event a success. The team at the Belize Fund, the board of directors, the different committees, our partners, the country, your dedication and hard work have laid the foundation for a sustainable future for Belize. Thank you once again for your presence and participation. Together, we are making a difference. And last but not least, I would like to wish you all a safe journey back home, but before you do so, do enjoy the cocktail that has been prepared for you. Thank you.